What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of My Hero Academia Season 3. Overall, love this episode. It was damn good. That first half, though, that first half was really damn good. I loved that first half. Second half, really good, but nowhere near as strong. It was kind of like, more slice of life-ish, I guess you could say. Still really damn good. Also, guys, finished up Spy on PS4. Amazing game. I will be doing a review for this game just because I feel like, this game deserves, just because this game was so good that I feel like I have to get my thoughts out. I just have to talk about this game. So yeah, expect that. Honestly, don't know. With my college workload is ridiculous. I legit can't take a day off. Like, I'm always working. And it's supposed to do with the fact that I don't have my weekends because, of course, I got my anime review. So yeah. I'm gonna do this review. It'll probably just take forever. I don't know if I'm gonna 100% the game and then do it, because I'm definitely getting the platinum trophy for this. But I don't know if I'm gonna get the platinum first and then review the game or not. But yeah. So yeah. That's all I got. One other thing, guys, and also, guys, quick little fun fact. If you guys have been here for a while, you may remember that my first ever video I did on this channel was actually a review of WWE 2K15 on both current and next-gen consoles. So yeah, a little fun fact for that. I even wrote, that was actually a project for my video production class. I also even wrote a script for a Batman Arkham City review that I never ended up doing. That was going to be another project, but we ended up not doing it. So if you guys want to read that, hit me up on Twitter and I'll DM it to you. So yeah. So let us begin with this week's episode. So, starts us off, we got this man, he's just sitting there, chilling in his apartment, just chilling outside the window, enjoying a cigarette. Yeah, I'm sure he's loving that lung cancer. And he's like, just, watching the people, walk, just, go about their daily lives while he just enjoys his smoke. He says, that, it's very important to know yourself very well. Go into work with those content faces, that's no good. And then we hear this voice in his head saying, that's wonderful. And, they're all just people. And this guy just goes off on this little, and then he talks about Endeavor. And the stuff with Endeavor, and also, his Japanese voice actor, he's really damn good. I'll discuss, of course, who it's then to reveal who this character actually ends up being, and a little bit more detail than when we get to that part. But this first half was really damn good. Oh man, I love the first half. And so we hear on the TV that it's been about and through his narration, so it's been about half a month since All Might had to retire. The fight with All for One, all that stuff. And so, because of that All Might's retirement is still fresh in everybody's mind, people are still a little uneasy about this and wonder, how is this going to, what's going to happen to Hero Society? What's going to happen to us? What are we going to do? And we find out, and of course, as he states in his, as this character that we are following at this current moment is Motel, we find out that, of course, a lot of the uneasiness about what the hell's happening Hero Society does fall on Endeavor. And of course, as we all know, Endeavor is a bit of an asshole. He's a prick. He's a douche. He's an asshole. He ain't no hero. From of course, abusing Todoroki. Domestic abuse, marital rape. You can probably also add to his long list of crimes that he has gotten away with. Then overall, as we know, Endeavor is just an overall asshole that you question why the fuck he's even a hero. Why is he even in this line of work, and how the fuck has he not become a villain? All questions we may get answers to in the Endeavor redemption arc, whenever that airs in the anime. So yeah. Anyway, and so like I said before, Endeavor, a lot of the uneasy comes from him, because even when the public don't know about Endeavor's history with being a father. Even if you don't know, they don't know the backstory of Endeavor, everything he's done, behind the scenes. But even when he's on camera, people are not really that, I guess you could say, comfortable with Endeavor being the #1 hero, because even like, there's this one guy says like, oh, it's not that I don't like Endeavor. It's not like that I don't like Endeavor. It's just that I just can't help but compare him to All Might. And as they also stated, and as they also states in his narrations, people like like they think he's like rough. They think he's like he's prone to, and like even the news reports say like he's prone to anger, and like even when you don't know backstory, Endeavor still doesn't look like that much of a hero. Like we saw that when Inuyasha, as he asked for that armor from Endeavor, he just slapped it away from his hand, like don't get in my way. So even without knowing the backstory of everything that's happened with Todoroki and everything, he still isn't one you probably wouldn't put your faith in to save your life. So, and and next we also find out that actually, even in the well, no, while he's going off about the narration that there's like in Hiroaka's version of Google, there's actually like the top shirt for Endeavor is called Endeavor Revolving Crimes. So I almost wonder like, so has it like leaked out kind of, or is there like rumors that yeah, Endeavor, he's kind of an asshole. He abuses his kids. All he cares about is making sure they surpass All Might. So I don't know if there's like little whispers going on about that, but I found that interesting. That's actually like the top search. And then we're gonna find actually like his predominant age range for Endeavor, for Endeavor supporters is like I think it was, if my memory serves correct, people from like their 20s to 40s, which very old. But All Might, he's probably all for all ages, and a lot of kids like him. It's almost like Marvel characters, like Spider-Man, Iron Man, Thor, Cap. They're all ages superhero. While guys like Moon Knight, the Punisher, Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, I guess you can say. Really, all the Netflix guys are for older audiences, guys in their 20s, because their comics, as we have seen, are a lot darker, and of course we have seen that their Netflix series, which are a lot darker than your typical MCU movie. And so he gets dressed as he puts out his cigarette. The dude response, he talks about how that we need to stop focusing on just the negatives with heroes. We need to actively gain excitement for heroes, and that we shouldn't just talk about the negatives. We should turn those minuses into positives, and that's when he turns on the TV, gets dressed, and actually hears his voice say again about it's about power, and then he's like, ugh, shut up, be quiet. So it's like, this voice this dude gets has like kind of like a mix. It's like kind of like a little bit of like a Venom duality, where and he hears like Venom's voice in his head, where he's like, and talks about things like just shut up, and like even if you actually read the latest run of the Venom comic, you guys know see Eddie in the first issue we see Eddie taking some I don't even know what there were pills for psychology I legit can't do the right word, but honestly pills that just shut Venom up, as he stops hearing Venom's voice in his head. And so then he starts walking on the sidewalk, just chilling. And we see while he's walking, this dude comes out this a little convenience store wholesale, which we later find out is actually just apparently goes like the cash register. It's a pretty decent sized cash register because it was actually really long. And he was like, yeah, I beat you, motherfuckers! And he was just sitting there about talking about villains, they're only there for themselves. And and the dude's like, hero over here, and then here's like, I will take care of you villains. And then he says, this is where it's actually a little different. And then this dude comes out out of nowhere and hits the hero in the back of the head with this pipe. And just of course he gets knocked out, and then they just run off. But the guys also can show you that about how since All Might has gone, I guess you could say the stranglehold he had on crime has kind of loosened to where villains can also just I can rob this place in broad daylight. So because before I'm sure I'm not saying All Might completely got rid of crime, because we saw that in season 1 with Deku and the sludge villain, but they were probably a lot more hesitant. They probably wouldn't go out there and do it in broad daylight. They'd probably wait until it's nighttime and do it a lot more stealth, and just just break through the window and just completely announce it to everyone. And so then he walks into this alley. He talks about how, we're looking for these certain individuals, where then his phone rings. And he's like, oh, hey, Gooden, how you been, dude? He says, long time no talk, how have you been doing? And so, Gurren asks, like, hey man, you seen Darby? Shigaraki wants to. He's like, no. He's like, and then I think his voice says, yes, I know where he is. But then him real says, like, no, I don't know where he is. He has like, oh, I'm a busy man. But then his voice says, I'm not busy. Like, he's going crazy. And he goes on about like, yeah, there's a surge of sales going on. The Black Market, the League of Villains is doing great. And then after he ends the call, he's like, I know it's me, before it fades to black, and we find out next week the League of Villains have, the main members of the Vanguard Squad, Darby, Spinner, the other dude, like, they've all kind of went into their separate directions, separate sections, to pretty much just divide, go into different areas so that, just so they don't get, so that people, so the cops and heroes don't get on their trail, so that they can keep expanding the villains and, yada 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 yada. And then we get to Darby, which I think that's the first time we've actually heard Darby's. Okay, at least for me, because like I said, guys, whenever the same day simuldubs come out for Hiroaka, I watch them dub. I watch the dub first, and then I only watch it subbed when the same day simuldubs are over, because like I said before, I prefer the dub to Hiroaka. But so I think this might have been the first time I actually heard it. I think we heard a little bit of it back in season 2 when Darby and Toga got introduced, and they were around the end of the season 2. I could be wrong on that, but I gotta say, Darby's Japanese voice actor. Ooh, do I love that man's voice? Oh yeah. I mean, his English voice actor was also great, but his Japanese, that Japanese voice actor. Ooh, I love his voice. And then these guys are like, who the hell are you? Your face looks gross. He's like, alright, we don't need y'all. And then he just incinerates them all. And like, it was absolutely glorious to watch. And then he's like, it's no good. I need to wrap myself up. I'm splitting into two when they put this mask on. He's good. And then we find out that this dude we've been following, listening to, was actually Twice, which... this is like a complete 180 in his character, because if my memory serves me correct, when we saw him in the earlier season 1, he was kind of more like a comic relief character, kind of like, yeah, whatever, kind of like, kind of jokey. This dude is like, stern, serious, and like, and like, he even has like a little bit of like a depressing and like, backstory with him, like, about what happened to him. And I'm like, is this the same Twice? Or is this like a different Twice? Because how is that Twice, all jokey, comic relief, and then this guy's, stern, serious? Unless my memory is, unless I'm misremembering some stuff, I'm pretty sure that's how Twice was when we saw him in the start of season 3. But we find out, as we knew, his quirk is Twice. He can make clones. But he can also make clones from those clones, which means that he can make a whole team just from his clones. But we then find out that actually, because, back in his younger days, when he got his quirk, he decided to go on a little mischief. He decided to make himself some clones and just make them, be his servants while he was, like, treated like a king. But his clones weren't satisfied with that. They actually turned on him, tried to kill him. But he didn't say, like, that even his clones will disappear unless they take a certain amount of damage. Which ended up leading to the clones that each of the clones started killing each other, keep killing each other, to the point where the Twice we know now, the Twice we're watching right now, he doesn't even know if he's actually the real Twice or he's just another one of the clones. He doesn't know. And so it's like, so this is kind of like, so his backstory is like if you took Venom's duality and mixed it with the Clone Saga. Because if you guys have read the Clone Saga or know the infamous Clone Saga in Spider-Man comics, you guys know how confusing it was about, like, wondering, like, oh, I'm the real Peter, no, I'm the real Peter. And then it was revealed that actually Scarlet Spider-Bender was actually the real Peter, but then it was changed actually Peter Parker was the real. It's so confusing. I never read the Clone Saga. So I'm not even going to try to dissect it for you guys, but yeah, if you've read the Clone Saga, yeah. And so, he ends up walking, gets out there with the mask on, just walking, and then he, like, turns his corner where we find this villain this dude with like a bird like beak mask, which is actually a main villain that's gonna be in season 4. I know it's because I've seen some of them, because he's like on one of the manga on the manga cover, and of course and actually guys, let me drop this little fun fact for you guys right now. For season 4, I'm going to honestly actually gonna be in a little bit of the same boat that manga readers are, where they kind of know little stuff, but I'm not saying like I actually read this art or I know what's going to happen or anything. No. I really only know one character that's going to be in that arc that is a villain. I know who I don't know. I forget his name, but I know who he is. I know what his quirk is, and I know what his backstory is. For any manga readers watching this video, I'll tell you who the character is. It's the dude with the glasses. And so yeah, I'll go a little bit more detail about Nigo B's video and all that stuff when we get to that part of the ad, but just trying to drop that little tidbit for y'all that for since season 4 drops, I'll actually kind of be a little bit of like a manga reader for that one, kinda. Anyway, so he goes off about these guys were just here for stealing a cash register. Where then, which I like his design and everything. His Japanese voice is pretty good. I'm curious who Funimate's gonna pick for him in the English dub when the dub gets there. But we then fade to black, and we then get back to UA with our crew. So we start off with Deku. He's lifting his weights. He's like, all right. He talks about how he has there's almost no pain in his arms. So of course, as we know, that if he tries to do what he did with muscular and or really at all use one for all at 100%, Deku is going to lose his arms. He is not he's going to end up losing all feeling in his arm. He won't be able to move them. So Deku's I made sure to be very careful, really hold back when I'm using it, but he still says I should still just concentrate on my shoot style and not use my arms. We get back to Ida, being Ida, where it's everybody walk in a single file line. He's moving his arms in every which way, and then we get the return of our boy, Nato Monoma. Oh my god, do I love this guy every time he's on screen. He's so entertaining. And he's like, so, I heard 2 of you failed your hero license exam. He's like, oh, and she was like, oh, so how many told? Did you fail you did the file? It's like, turns back. It's like, which one is it? Then he says, we all passed. And they're all silent. Then we got Todoroki. And we got our man Todoroki hiding in the shadows, being like, I'm sorry, everyone. And the kid's like, nah, man, it's just Monoma. He's trying to make this a competition. And then you got this little cute girl that's apparently like an exchange student, apparently, or a transfer student, apparently. She's apparently her quirk is like horn cat. So I don't know if it's Ichigo's full hollow form, where he has that giant ball there and just shoot between his horns he got. I don't know if it's like that or for something else. But anyway, she's like, oh, I can't wait to pleased to meet you. Can't wait to get to know you all and everything. And then this part was hilarious. Our boy Nato whispers something in her ear, and then she says, I'm going to beat you up so hard that you won't be able to get back up. And Kirishima Kana obviously shocked by this turn of events, and Monoma is just laughing his ass off, and then Kendo comes up behind no, don't teach him, we're afraid of, and tosses him in the back of the deck, knocking him out, I guess. That was probably also the highlight of the episode, was just with stuff with Monoma. I love that guy. I swear to God, the man's lost it at this point, trying to always top UA ever since season 2, but man, is he entertaining to watch. And so, while they're walking, you actually see the return of Shinso. Yeah! Shinso, he's finally back. We haven't seen him at all in this season, just until now recently, which is nice because as we know, Toonami is there in season 2 right now, and Shinso was pretty big in the UA stuff. I'm looking forward to seeing the rest of the UA sports fans of Toonami, just rewatching that arc and rewatching season 2 in general. But it's nice finally seeing him again, because I was more this dude has an interesting course. Are we just never gonna see him again? But here he is. He's finally back. And we've seen that he's actually been hitting the gym recently. It's like when Dean Ambrose came back, on Raw, I think a week or 2 before SummerSlam. We see Dean, and he looks and the man damn near looks like Triple H, like that. You can tell Dean has been hitting the gym. It was about just as shocking as that, where you're like, oh damn. Damn, Shinso, you've been hitting the gym! And so he's probably been working a lot of straight technique because, while he does have an interesting quirk, the man probably couldn't fight to say probably couldn't win in just a straight up fist fight. So he's probably been, working on straight and everything just so that he can't just solely rely on just, his mind control quirk. And so then we get outside where we're having this assembly. And so at the assembly, we see the principal. He's like, hey, is everyone your favorite mammal? The principal. And then he just starts touching about, it's important, to make your prayers and eat your vitamins. And no, I sound like Hulk Hogan. And so he's just like, make sure you're eating well, sleep, make sure you get enough sleep. And then while he's talking, we see Carbonara just stroking Ojiro's tail. Why? Bro, why are you stroking his tail? He's just sitting there. I'm like, come on, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? What the fuck is this? Like, why are you stroking the man's tail? Like, am I the only one that finds this weird? Anyway. And so after the principal's done talking, to say your prayers and eat your vitamins and make sure you get a decent amount of sleep and all that. He of course does bring up the elephant in the room, which was All Might's retirement. And he talks about how that of course it's a shame that we lost the pillar, blah 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 blah, yada 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 yada. But he actually talks about the hero course, more or less the first 2 years, where it says that we're all successors in Hero Society. But he even talks about first year you guys should probably honestly start thinking about checking out the hero, I believe it was called Hero Works Studies thing, which is usually reserved for second and third years, but since the first years have probably gotten more experience and have more action than probably both that all the first, second, and third years combined, he's like, you guys should probably start, giving it a watch, giving it a try. And so, Mina and excuse me, Mina and Sue are like, what is this hero said that your Sue talks about that maybe something like the internship, which we later on found that's kind of similar to that, but a little different in a few ways. We see. And then, of course, we get to All Might, where we actually get a little flashback to where All Might gets first met the principal, or at least when he at least when he was first maybe given offered the job, because he knew about All for One. All Might was was running out of time at this point. He started to run out of time. He was telling them we got the best students here in UA, and if anyone you want to give one for all to, you'll definitely find him here. And so that's where the flashback ends, where then we get back, where then we actually see a little bit of the big three. These new students that we see have seen getting introduced, that are kind of they go the Elite 12 in Food Wars. That's essentially what these guys are. They're like the Elite 12 in Food Wars, if I had to compare it to another anime. We see little statics. We see little shots of them in the crowd. We see this one dude that Loki looks like All Might. Actually, Chibi actually called him said, AKA Lucas, AKA Vault Boy, AKA Small Might, AKA you wish he was the main character. From what I'll talk about him a little bit more, but from this episode, he's pretty cool. We also see this female character with blue hair as well. We then get back to our boy Deku, where we found that his house arrest is finally over. He also hands in this little letter or something to Aizawa, which I guess Aizawa also made him write an essay, I guess, about have you learned your lesson about not picking not having amazing anime fights here at school or something, I don't know. And actually before that, when everyone gets back home, they're talking about this hero school thing. Ina and Bakugo and Deku are what the fuck is going on? Deku's I've only been gone for a few days. I feel like I've missed everything. And and then Ina just says oh, Aizawa told us we couldn't tell you Jack. I'm like, what? I get Deku and Bakugo on house arrest, but what does that have to do with them not telling them what the hell is going on? What are they purposely trying to screw him over? like, I don't see where Aizawa was going with that, other than just it's just like a fuck you to Deku and Bakugo. I don't know, but anyway, let's actually get back to school real quick, where actually everyone does ask Aizawa, like, hey, what the hell's going on with this? What are these hero work studies? What is this? And where Aizawa's like, I was actually gonna explain this to you guys later another time, but since you're already asking, and so I might as well explain a little bit what it is right now. And so he explains that it's essentially like the internship, but with it being a lot more closer to the real thing. And then we got Uraraka being like, oh, okay. And then she's like, deep. Wait! Why did I work so hard at the sports festival? And Uraraka's like freaking out. She's like, what was even the point of me working so hard for this guy? I like damn dude. I put my life on the line while I was facing Bakugo over there. Look, was this all in vain? And so then he explains the letters a little bit further, saying that they use like the connections from they use the scouting from the sports ball connect. So essentially, like if you did well in the sports festival, you'll probably end up like you also doing a decent job with these hero with the like this little like other thing. I don't know why I'm trying to say like how I forgot that quickly. On these on the hero work studies on these on the hero work studies. But guys that don't really have any connections with the sports will probably have a hard time getting into this since they don't have any connections, so they probably won't have that at least a little bit of like a foot in the door. And so he tells her like, Uraraka, if you understand, sit down. She's like, okay, yeah, sorry for jumping to conclusions. And they say like, I'll explain more about this at a later time. And so then we find that he's like, sorry to keep you waiting, Mike. And then we find that their first period is English, which learning a foreign language by President Mike, I swear, like with his like loud voice, he's like, oh yeah, let's go, get fired up. I feel like I could like if I was like if I had to teach like that, trying to learn Japanese, I feel like I probably wouldn't be like, I'd be like, bro, chill. Alright, why are you so hype? So then we get back to school, or back to the dorms, and then you got Minato acting like he's Levi. You remember the start of season 3 time where Levi was like, what are the tables? See, there's any dust there. Like they do say they're like, oh, what is this dust, Bakugo? And they're like, it is it. And he's like, it was Deku, it was supposed to clean the back of bathroom. Why can't you clean properly? It's like, oh, I'm sorry. And then he tells him like, go take out the trash. And so that's when that's when Ida asks, like, they ask around about like this hero work site where they said like, well, yeah, tell him the teacher told us not to tell you anything, yada 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 yada. And so Deku gets outside to take out the trash, where then he is met by Small Mike, who is just chilling where he's just chilling, but his head is fused outside the wall. And so Deku's just walking, and then he's like, oh, trash, and then he's like, what? He's like, oh, you can throw it away over there. He's like, okay, and then he just like disappears within the wall, and then he's like, what the fuck just happened? And then the dude comes out there from like the floor. I don't even know how the hell he even got down there. It's just like, hi, how are you? You're that energetic first year I've heard about. Okay, well, we'll meet again later on. I just want to see how you're doing. Then they just leaves, and I'm just like Deku. I'm like, what the fuck just happened? Nani? What? But Deku feels like I know. He's like, I feel like I've seen him somewhere. Anyway, so Deku so then his 3 years pass, his house arrest is over, and I think that's. But then when he comes back, he's like, I'm so sorry for the problem. He's like, and like smoke is coming out of his nose. He's like apologizing. He almost looks angry at the same time. And he tells me like, Ida, I'm sorry for what I done. And I'm like, rude. Why are you? Relax, Deku. Relax, my dude. Deku just. And then Aizawa tells them all to get in their seats. And then he tells them like, I'm gonna, now that Deku's here, I can go into a little bit more detail about the hero work studies, but I'll let these 3 people that have actually experienced it, do the explain. So listen carefully. We find out that's actually the big 3, which we got Small Mike, a chick with blue hair, and Sasuke. Yeah, a dude the dude legit straight up looks like Sasuke. I'm like, Horikoshi, I mean, come on, man, this is a little too on the nose with the Naruto references. I mean, come on, man. Could you Really? Did you have to make him look like Sasuke? He probably acted like it too. He's like, my name is Sasuke Uchiha. I hate a lot of things, and I don't particularly like anything. Like, I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, overall, and that's where episode ends. So overall, episode was really damn good. So yeah, hope you all enjoyed the video. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow my Instagram and Twitter if you like it. Links are dropped below. And as always, come back for more. See you guys. And also, the final verdict, I'll give this episode a 9 out of 10.